Hello and welcome back to KGS. We have an 8K versus 8K question mark, which means either he's ranking up or he's lost some ranks. I'm gonna check that right now. No rank graph. He's looks like he was fighting some. No, he's just ranking up. I thought I turned off. Huh. So I don't know what rank he is. We'll go from there, I guess. 5-4. Great. I'm just going to do this. I didn't mention last video, so I was going to split it up into this one. The Divine Move is on Netflix. You actually have to search for Senhui Hansu, otherwise it won't come up, because it's not actually listed as The Divine Move. But if you look under new releases, you will certainly find that there. Approaching from this side, giving me exactly what I want. And yeah, it's a pretty good movie. I enjoyed it. There's this invasion here, which I don't want to take right now. What I want to do is actually... Let's see, if I take this invasion, he does have the option to go in here. Anyways, I also want to comment on the Korean counting. Let's see if I do this, he does that. I don't remember what to do next. I haven't looked up these 5-4 and anyways, the Korean counting on like W Baduk or even in this movie, where they say you have 30 seconds left in the movie, and on W Baduk, the Korean server, you have 10 seconds in the Buyomis, or when it gets down to 10 seconds, it starts counting down. And on your cursor, it has 10, 9, 8, 7, it counts down that way. But the audio accompanying it is actually counting up. They're counting hana, du, set, net, and I actually know how to count to 10 in Korean from Taekwondo. But they're counting up in both the movie and in the W Baduk, and it's really confusing because, like I said, I know it counts up and they're counting down. It's just it's mind-boggling. Da 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 da. I need to take care of this now. I feel like I need to. Although, is it gonna be the end of the world if he gets that move? I could still invade later. Be a little bit more defensive. If he does this move, then you turn. Let's see what he does. So the guy's name is Enos, or Why Nas? Why Nas? Because Nas is great. Alright, so he's doing this one. Does that mean I go here and then push? Or do I do this one first? You know, I'm not sure. This is giving him a lot of influence facing this way. Attaching underneath seems very slack. I think the move is here. And if he hanes, then I do this. He Ataris, What does he do? What do I do? Descending seems bad. This comes up, he Ataris me, I connect. He fixes. I'm debating on this, he pushes here, and then I do this, and then he does this. I cut, high, and then does this, but then there's this double Atari thing here. What is the move? Like I said, that seems really slack, so, the ladder is mine, but, what do I get from it? Let's see, this, that, this, assuming he does that, he might even just do that, and then cut, Atari, come here. This seems very dangerous. So let's do the... like I said, I'm pretty sure this is the usual move. Question is, what do we do after this? Crosscut? Is that what we do? Also seems very dangerous. What does he do when he crosscuts? We do this, and that. This, connect. It seems very bad. If he pulls back, do I just fix? And then he cuts. If you pull it back, if he goes here, Atari. I don't want to Atari. If he goes there, I'm gonna do that. He descends, and then I. Well, this is going to be a very quick lesson, I guess, because if I hane here, he cuts, and if I connect, then he does this Atari. I can get this Atari, and this Atari, and then do this move, I guess. But that is very bad as well. Is this the move? Because then if I do this, then I can get this double Atari and capture. Let's see, this to this. Let's see if he does this Atari. I do this Atari. He captures that. I get a Panuki on the side here. Oh, this is so terrible. So terrible. The judicial system. What a terrible shape. Just atrocious. Oh, and this isn't gonna work either. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, well, so if I do this, then he comes back, I Atari and capture, or Atari this one, so. If he doesn't do this, then I capture this, and I live really small. I can start a co right now, but I don't want to. This he just captures, and that's terrible, so I think I need to do this. So if he fixes, no, he's fixing that way. I can actually cut here, right? What a terrible result. So this is still open on this side. I can cut, and then if he does that, I need to capture the stone. Terrible, terrible shape. Very bad, very bad. Taking it immediately. It's okay. You can't hane here because I will capture that stone. He'll get another wall facing this way. And I ended in gote. So you're gonna do that. I'm gonna do this. That seems really good for me. He pushes you towards this, of course, but then I can get a capping move on you and start attacking. Let's see, cap, do this, do that, Atari, go that way, and fine. Alright, let's attack this. This sounds good. This one was the better one, I think, rather than this one. This one can handle the push a little bit better. Yeah. So then he cuts, you're gonna do that, I cut. Atari, actually I need to do what? This, I can still come here next, so he needs to now fix, or connect, and then I can destroy his base and then he's on the run again. Or I can do this, which puts some more pressure on that. It allows him to get this one, but I think this one's better. It gives me more solid points in here. You need to connect. I'm going to take your base. And then I can connect on either side. If he blocks from this side, I can go here. He can't stop me. There's that Atari, sure. There's this Atari, sure. Actually, you know what? I think I need to do a move like this one. It forces him to do that, and then I can continue to attack. So now he has a big stick that I can attack. If he tries doing this one and then that one, there might be some issues. I think this one's a little more dangerous though, so I'm going to do this one. So if he blocks from this way, I can still go this way. If he blocks from this way, I can still connect. That doesn't work. So this forces that, and then I'm going to do this capping move on that one. Or should I do this invasion now? He doesn't actually have to connect here. He can probably do something else like this, because if I cut, then he can actually capture this. So he might do this move instead. Or that. That's interesting. So if I just if I cut now, he can get this move. That, I mean, that's the transpose of what I thought was going to happen. Let's see. We can do this, that, this, that, this, that. If I pull back, I'm kind of on the run then. I can cap this stone to really help this invasion, or just take it now. The two moves are this one and that one. If he covers on top, I will do this. Wedge, do that. You should come back, after which case I'll do this, and... Actually, no, if he covers, I'll probably... I should really defend this, take some points, but I really want to attack this some more. Attack a little bit more aggressively. I should fix... See, this, that, this. What happens if he does this, that? Oh, okay. So far this attack was going pretty good. I just don't know how to deal with this. I think this, that, that becomes a problem because this, that, and then I'm on the run again. This, cut, Atari, is kind of the same thing. If he goes here now, he can capture that stone in a ladder. But then, if he does, then I can kill this. Or just cut this off and kill this. So let's try that. Now if he cuts here, what do I do? Of course he cuts there. I can cut here, I can Atari that, and then I can make some Sabaki here. Why am I making Sabaki in the middle? There's this Atari, which he comes out, which is fine. There's this Atari, which he goes there, and then I'm in two groups, so that's not good. There's this Atari. There's this Atari. There's this Atari, and then I fix. And then I have a ton of outside influence. And he has one eye. I like that. There's this Atari. There's this Atari. And now I fix. He's looking at not taking this instead of cutting. Or... Oh, interesting. Because, I mean, there is still some issues like this. However... you're gonna have some troubles there, sir. I mean, yeah, you can do that, but then I got this invasion going, so... Okay. I'm good. I'm game. You gonna hide? Okay. And then you got this diagonal. Yep. But then I have this invasion over here. I mean, my eye shape is looking pretty slim. But I'm gonna invade over here now. This stuff is still unresolved. I'm looking... Well, if he gets some outside influence, that's fine. You're poking at my shape? Okay. I'm gonna have to turn off unranked players again, because... Bunch of sandbaggers, all of them. If you cut there, I can Atari, so I'm gonna push here first to get this free move. And then I can push here first, and if you do that... No, I should probably do this now. See, it's definitely not ranked 8K. You're making me into a stick. What is this? I think this is the better move, actually. Because if he pushes, I can just block. Now, if he goes there, then I need to block. You can go that. Can't cut because that's Atari and dead. You're coming out. If I do this, This means you have to connect. Yes. Because otherwise you're going to get cut off. That works too. If I take this and then push, you're still screwed, right? I can push. If I take this now, then you're forced to connect. This allows them to get the bamboo joint, which let's see, this, that, this, and then I have a ton of influence, so I'm gonna, let's see, I don't like this. Alright, so let's do this. You'll make a bamboo joint to get out, which is fine. I will capture this stone, put some more pressure on that. I'm gonna do this one now. You can connect for a thing, but I'm not gonna fight it. This cut's a problem now. Still doesn't have any eyes. With all this influence, I need to take a big point. I need to approach. Like I said, that cut is still a problem, but I'm gonna ignore it for now. And this cut's actually kind of a problem too, I think. So I push. Speak of the devil. Which means I have to push over here, and then he's gonna cut and try to kill all this stuff, so I'm actually gonna connect with this stuff. And now he's going to do what with this stuff? This is interesting. If he can connect, I can still make an eye here. No, I can't, because he has stuff on both sides. If he comes from... Actually, I'm okay. I can lean on this some more and make an eye here directly. It's not a big deal. If he takes this move, then I gotta panic. If I do this, you're poking out an eye. If I block you here, then what? What do? Descend? Push? Cut? Okay, that is a problem. If I push you first, I need to maintain this. Oh, no. Dang it. I screwed up. Oh, he's gonna let me get away with it. If you would have pushed here, you could have cut off these entire things. I don't think I had enough liberties for that. So... now I have one eye. Maybe. Kind of. This is very sad. I can get one eye here, or, you know, connect up with this stuff. You're doing that. Okay. So that you can push in here. If you do that directly, then, yeah, so in order to maintain my eye, I have to take this point now. He can block this one out, and then I have to run again for the second eye, which is not good. See, if I take this now, he can do this move, and then completely kill that part. So I have two half eyes right now, is what I have. This to that to this, this to that. Yeah, not looking too good. There's this move, and it's gonna be a for a second eye. Gotta be careful about that one, sir. Because if I take this... ah, I'm alive. Cool. Because it'd be... yeah, there we go. Okay, so my group's alive. For 2 points. Oh my god. Oh, that was terrible. Yeah, this guy is not ranked 8K. He is not ranked 8K. Most definitely. So you're intimidating me? Is that what you're trying to do? He's reducing my influence is what he's doing. This cut is okay, but then this cut becomes a problem, so I need to fix this first. Unfortunately, I don't think either ladders work. Since he's standing up, I would need a ladder, I think. Oh. While I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna do auto match preferences, unranked opponent, okay. It's unchecked. So why did I get an unranked opponent? This, that, this gives him Panuki, and then he can... He can cut, he can capture that guy in a ladder, that's okay. I want a Panuki with some influence over here. That's what I was going for. So you can get that move. I can actually get this move, and then push and cut. And then you're in trouble, right? My stones are in trouble. Let's see, this means he captures... I can get that move for free. So does he have enough room right now? Because this knight's move is still kind of suspect. This means he can start a ko. This means he can... what? He can push and do this, but... I need to defend this some way. This goes to that. Still gotta come back for this knight's move. Yeah, I don't like getting bullied in an even game by someone that's claiming to be only 8K. My guess, he's at least a couple stones stronger than this. So right now he has all this influence. If he just leans on this a little bit, he's good. I've got a lot of influence here, but I'm not using it yet. I need to come over here and attack this. So if he has he's looking at this placement somewhere in here. The issue is, okay. This sets up this. Here, he actually ignores that and just comes in here because when he goes here, that's actually a snapback, so that's a trick move. This gives me more eye space, but then he can come one more, get this Atari in, and then it's this 4 block and nothing. So, that's no good. If I do this one for an eye, he does this move, I do this move, and that doesn't work either. If I do this move, that's Atari. Like I said, this is a trick move. Well, this is definitely sente. It's a lot more useful. Yep. So is that really going to be my only hope, is to cut this stuff off? And if I push here, this, that, and then he cuts, and then it goes to a net. if I push this way and cut, then it goes to a capturing race. If I push this way and cut, this actually helps a little bit, so I'm going to do this. We're just going to do an exchange. Those 3 stones for yours. Not looking like it. See this placement here. Does this work? No, because you... Wait a minute. Wait. What? See this to that. Oh, that's Atari. I can do this. You can capture, and then I can capture back. You throw in, I connect, and I'm fine. Did I read that right? This to that, I ignore all these stones. I do something like this to that. I do something that I need to... Okay, so if he does that, I do this. You capture. I do this. You capture back, and it's a co. Ugh. Let me reread that. This move, he captures. I do this, he captures. And then it's a pretty big co, so I'd have to do something like this. And then he would get something like this, right? Or like this. And then this, that, this. I don't know what move he would do for co. Probably something over here. If I do this directly, he captures. That goes to co. Can I not get a co? This definitely dies. So it looks like it's co. This, capture, do that, capture. Take this move. How many stones is this? This isn't big enough. This is too big for that. Can I do anything else? This move, what does this move do? He captures. I do this move. He can't do that move. But it doesn't matter because it doesn't do anything. If I do this directly, I'm dead. If I do this move, capture, this move, capture, co. This move, capture, this move, dead. So this move dies for sure. Hold on. This move, capture, this move, dead. Looks like co. This move, capture, this move, co. This move, capture, this move. Or this move. No, if he does that, I'm dead. So I have to go to co. Ugh. It's co. I don't like co. And this is not going to be big enough. It's a very big co. Because I can't do this. I have to do this. And actually, no, it's not even co. It's not even co. He didn't even have to do that. He didn't even have to do that. It's not co. All he had to do was just connect. And it would have been dead. It's not even co. Now he can make me fight the co, but basically once I connect here, he connects and it's game over. So it's not even co. It's not co. God dang it. So I wonder if my settings are wrong or incorrect because he is still unranked and I unclicked unranked people. He beat a 4K with a 5-stone handicap. I resigned. Beat a 12K with a 2-stone handicap. White resigned. Which is why you got up to 9K. You're attaching? I guess you want a lot of influence. This is very slow, as he's not defending his cut. Ugh, I'm way too far behind. Now he defended his cut, interestingly. So I push and cut, and then there's this ladder up to this stuff. Normal move is there, but I guess that works. So now, this entire group is dead. Man, that's pretty devastating. So what? We go heavily into the enemy lines. Move like this. I mean, big corner here, relatively big corner here. Moving pretty quickly. Defending his stuff, so maybe there should have been an invasion. Does this cut go into anything yet? He can easily attack it, so I need to get a little bit closer, and then I can do this whole cut and extend. There's an elephant's eye in the middle, of course. Cut, extend, elephant eye, push. It's all hinging on this very loose connection. Not so loose anymore, but he's building territory and I'm just doing nothing, really. Cut. Extend. Push. Does nothing. Cutting here, what does that do? He just extends and I just die, right? So, yeah, so he's now building a ton of territory here and I'm just kind of giving it to him. This isn't doing anything. This is definitely not doing anything. Making nice shapes, but does this cut work? No. Yeah. Okay, just to explain how bad this is. The only territory I have is right here. You're peeping. That doesn't work though, does it? There's just no way. Well, that was a big slaughter in the other direction this time. I can't make enough territory. He has too much access to it here. I've only got a few points up here, and I have very little down here, so I'm going to get a little bit here. I got 2 points with this giant group. While there isn't a whole lot of points in this area, this is pretty massive, as is this corner over here that ended up dying. Oh, led to Ko, which wasn't really even Ko, so I am going to resign. So, yeah, 7K. You should be a lot higher than that. Anyways, I gotta look up that 5-4. In fact, I'm gonna do that right now. When I attach there, so let me go to Sensei's quick. Let's see, 5-4 approached. 5-4 point. And approach, what did I approached at B. Approach at B. Second possibility is a 3-3 invasion B. Why don't... That's not the one I did. That's not the one I did. There we go. Okay, so when I attached here... Oops. Sorry. Oh, that's why. Okay, there's... a strange move. Behind. It doesn't bode well when my opponent doesn't do what I want. That's why it seems so weird. Hane. It's not... What is that? Is that an overplay then? What did I play? I played that. So that's the right move. What do you cut? I think I probably should cut there. Anyways. Moving on from this terrible joseki that ended up giving white everything that he wanted. This attack was nice. This was a little bit slow. Because I was a little bit weak here, I felt like I needed it. When I did that, he allowed... And so I was wondering if I should just do this sort of thing. But then you can still get out. Or get out, whatever. Yeah, forcing move, and he didn't respond. So it wasn't as big of a forcing move as I thought. So here, I probably should have done this. Obviously. Because when he did that, my entire corner's gone, and my shape is terrible. And I had to struggle for the second eye. Do I fight Ko here? Oh, man. I guess that wouldn't be too bad. I didn't have to respond that way. Because this still isn't an eye for him. That's not a big threat. Yeah, I kind of predicted he'd do that. That's a big problem for me. I had to save the 3 stones, and now he's poking out my eyes. However, here, I could have... The reason I did... What did I do? This is because of Tsunuki's, then it's this move. And he can't because that's a shortage of liberties, which is why he connected, which allowed me to get the second eye. Should I have just cut this directly, immediately? I'm just curious. It's definitely not a 7Q, definitely not an 8Q. This led to Ko, which wasn't really a Ko. Like I said, he could have just, even when I played this, he didn't even have to capture. He could have just done this and I would have been dead. Unless he was baiting me into a Ko. That's possible. He's baiting me into a Ko. Attaching here. That seems odd. Oh, and then when you played that, that's probably why you did this, right? Because I can't push through and cut. Because this... Oh, that's why you did it. Okay. Because this is just net. Oh, wait, no, not there. Sorry, not that one. There we go. This is just net. Makes sense. Whereas normally, instead of this move, if you just do this one directly, then it goes, oops, that was not good. Oh, yeah, that prevents the cut there. Should I have responded to that? Or could I have pushed through directly right now? Yeah, it doesn't look too good. If you did that, I'd have to do something like this to connect. Very intimidating fighting a much bigger player. Or much higher ranked player. And yeah, this is just all terrible after this. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do like it. If you have any comments, suggestions, feedback, please leave them below in the comment section. I will read every one of them. Um, I do videos like this. Well, I try to release them one a day. I'm doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, doing the problem books, and then the rest of the days of the week I'm doing games like this. So if you're new around here, if you haven't yet subscribed, keep up to date on everything, and we'll see you in the next video.